And welcome to another episode of the Don't Argue with the Facts podcast, Instant Reaction Edition. I'm your host, Noah Love, and tonight, we will be talking about the Championship Sunday. Championship Sunday is in the books. We are down to two. Super Bowl 60 is set. We will talk about Denver, New England, and that game and how just I don't want to say poorly played it was. We'll get into it. And we'll talk about the Seahawks Rams, which was just absolutely phenomenal. They've played three times and it hasn't disappointed. So we'll get all into all that and more on this episode of the Don't Argue with the Fact podcast. Let's jump into it. We will start in the Mile High. New England takes down Denver 10-7 to advance to a 12th Super Bowl. They were 4-13 a year ago. They now go 14-3, and they're going. Mike Vrabel in year one's going to a bowl. Look, hats off to the New England defense, and really hats off to this rebuild. I mean, this is impressive to go to the Super Bowl. You were 4-13 a year ago with as young of a team as there is. And this team has its flaws. It does. This is a flawless team. But to get to Super Bowl 60 in Santa Clara and be one win away from a Lombardi in that's incredible. I think you got to give a lot of credit to the coaching staff, McDaniels, their DCs at Curve, Vrabel, and you got to give a lot of credit to the players. With all that being said in this game, are we going to be honest about it? Are we going to be honest about it? The reason the Broncos lost this game is simple. Sean Payton not taking the field goal early in the game. You knew the weather conditions. Not taking a 31-yard field goal early in the game when you were up 7-0 will put you up 10-0, and then Stidham having that ridiculous, just bad flip pass again. If that was ruled a fumble, and was again even if you go for it, and that Stidham play still does happen. It's 7-3. It's 7-3. And I think Denver is probably the one advancing to the Super Bowl. But they're not. New England took advantage. And that's what you have to do. May in this game, the difference for this game was his legs. I mean, look, in terms of the passing department, 10, 21, 86. Eh. Eh. Drake May, 10 carries, 65 yards, a touchdown. And honestly, I think here New England, obviously Denver, I felt like Denver could have won the game. I really do. I don't like how New England won this game. I love how New England won this game, and I'm going to tell you why. I love it. I love it. You play to win the game. That's what you do. You play to win the game. You play to win the game. You play to win the game. That's what New England did. It wasn't pretty, but this is not college football. We are in the NFL playoffs. It doesn't matter how it looks. It does not matter how it looks. You go out there and you find a way to win. New England won the game. New England. Was it ugly? Yes. Very ugly. But it doesn't matter because they're advancing to the Super Bowl. It does not matter. They took advantage of the opportunities that were presented to them. Denver did not. What this game came down to was Mike Vrabel managed the game well enough to win. He managed the game better than Sean Payton, and that's what happened. Stidham did not. He was It wasn't good. They couldn't run the ball. Didn't move the ball really since after they got stopped on that fourth one. They didn't move the ball at all. I thought the defense played their tails off, but the offense let them down. And the weather conditions had a big part to do with that. They had a big part to do with that. Both teams had to play in them. I can make the argument New England in the weather conditions they could have moved the ball better. Again, the game came down to Drake May having to use his legs, and he did it. And obviously, Christian Gonzalez had a big interception late. Look, New England, you play to win the game. I mean, they won the game. Now they're going to Super Bowl 60. Look, a great year for Denver, I think. Some progress. You're always going to have the question of what if Bo Nix doesn't get hurt. That's always going to be a question. But I think, look, you're in year 3 of the Payton era. You've gotten better each year. You were knocking on the door of a Super Bowl. You have a championship defense. What you need to do is you need to get better at the back position. You need to be able to run the ball, run the football. You probably need another wide receiver. From a defensive standpoint, you're very set. I mean, just really keep the same guys in place. Maybe another corner opposite Surtain, because Riley Moss I don't think is the greatest, but I mean maybe a better slot corner like 14-3, man. You go in and you lose a close one in the AFC Championship game because your offense obviously is not the same. I believe Bo Nix's legs. If Bo Nix is in this game, they could have been crucial. It would have been interesting to see, but he wasn't. New England, Drake May used his legs, and that's what ultimately you saw on the 3rd and 6-10. The game run outruns Caden Ellis. New England, it's incredible from where they were and for how bad they were for 4 to 5 years. And now they're going to the Super Bowl. Again, rebuilds don't take 10 years. They don't. It's the again Indy we're worried about emotional intelligence and all that other. They don't care about winning over there. New England does. You see it. Mike Vrabel. No, they no pull punches, aggressive. For them to go to Super Bowl, they earned it. Look, you can say what you want about Herbert didn't play well and Stroud and all that. Look, and I agree with you. But they did earn this defensively. I don't think their defense gets enough credit for how young they are and how well they've been playing. Now, they're going to have to. Good luck to New England in Super Bowl 60 because they will have to play the Seattle Seahawks as the Seattle Seahawks win 31-27 in an absolute heavyweight fight. We got to be honest about this, bro. The NFC is playing a different level of football. If you look, the weather had a lot to do with the first game. It had a lot to do, but this game, this was just an incredible watch. Seattle got off to a hot start early. Darnold, you knew he had it rolling. He hit the deep shot to Shaheed. Jackson Smith and Jigba. I mean, what more can you say? 12 targets, 10 catches, 153 yards, and a touchdown. He was unguardable today. Darnold was on fire today. He was big time. A turning point in the game was when I felt like the Rams at half they have the ball 13-10. they don't go they don't go they don't go and do anything with it. It's 13-10. They don't go and do anything with it. Seattle comes back down. They get a touchdown. And then obviously the muff punt to start the second half was massive as well. And then that ends up being a touchdown to Bobo in his game. I thought those were key plays. The reason the Rams are not going to the Super Bowl in Seattle is because I believe Darnold was just a bit better than Stafford today, and their special teams that's hurt them all year, and their secondary, their secondary, their secondary hurt them a lot. Real today, and Stafford tried to bail them out, just wasn't able to. Thought they ran the ball pretty well. Thought they probably could have ran it more. Honestly, thought they could have, but man, just overall a tough loss for the Rams and a great win for Seattle to go to their Super Bowl for first time since 2014. This is a retool. Mike McDonald's going to be the third youngest head coach to coach in the Super Bowl. It's incredible how quickly they've done this retool. You get off of Geno Smith last year. You get off of DK Metcalf. You make smart moves at the deadline by getting a Rashid Shaheed. Obviously, Clint Kubiak has done wonders for this team offensively. You signed Sam Darnold. I mean, you signed DeMarcus Lawrence in free agency. This is a combination of veterans and young guys, and they're going to the bowl, and they're going to the Super Bowl. Uh Darnold again. There's not much more to say. I think the question about Seattle, truthfully, all year was Sam Darnold in big spots. Sam Darnold against the Rams early in the season he had the 4-pick game. It was like, oh, they would have won if Darnold was way better. The critics are going to be loud. And then it was almost a similar thing in the second game. What turned the season and why I believe the Seahawks are going to the Super Bowl is the Shaheed punt return, and then Darnold found something and conquered some demons in that fourth quarter and overtime where he was great. I believe that was big, and I think that they've played well ever since from an offensive perspective. I feel Darnold tonight. This is a defense that's had his number. You go back to the two games last year against the Rams when he was in Minnesota, the Thursday night game and then the wild card game. It was really on display. And then you go back to even in the second game this year, I said they come back and when he was not good through 3 quarters. Tonight, he was phenomenal. He was making every right decision. He was on fire. He was threading the needle. Whenever you needed a big time throw and a big time play, he gave it to you. He wasn't. I could not be happier for Sam Darnold. He tomorrow morning, I hope he is the story and not New England, in all this, because truthfully, for a guy who has been who people say couldn't do it, he's trash, even though it's the Jets, Woody Johnson and Adam Gase. He's that, he can't do this. Minnesota, we'll choose 9, JJ McCarthy over him in a big spot. He stepped up. I mean, you watched the game, but even the stats 25 to 36, 346, 3 touchdowns, no picks. I mean, it felt like he couldn't do no wrong tonight. In Seattle, he is the reason Seattle is going to the Super Bowl. Now, there was a point in this game where Tariq Woolen, I thought, was going to cost Seattle a chance to the Super Bowl. And this is going to be a rant, and Woolen is so lucky they won this game. Again. So, It's 31-20. We got 3rd and 12. Woolen makes a nice play, almost picks the ball, gets in front of Nacua. It's 4th and 12. There's a flag way after the play. You're like, what happened? Unsportsmanlike conduct on Woolen. I'm like, what did he do? Look, people can be mad at the flag all they want. I get it, emotional game. The ref gave this man leeway. He goes talking to the bench for about 45 seconds, to the Rams bench for 45 seconds. And the ref throws the flag. You know better with the NFL's zero tolerance in the taunting. You know better. That to me was selfish. And he did it anyways. That to me was selfish. That type of play. Just go to the sideline. I get it. Emotions are high. Just go to the sideline, man. You made a great play. You're playing very well. Go to the sideline. So instead of it being 4th and 12, and the Rams punting, it's now 1st and 10. He's talking smack, right? Okay, you think he's going to back it up? Nope. Nacua burns him, touchdown. And now it's 31-27. That game flipped. And I will give the Seahawks defense credit. When they were coming back down after Seattle was forced to punt, and you're thinking, here we go again, Stafford. It was 3rd and 4 and 4th and 4. I think they took Woolen out the game. I don't even think he was in for these. Witherspoon and Seattle buckled down on that receiving core. Buckled down. I loved the call where they showed 8 in a box and then only rushed 3. You're thinking, okay, they're going to zero blitz. No, they drop everybody. I love that by Mike Macdonald. I thought when you had to have it and when you needed to do it, you needed to buckle down and get a stop. Seattle did it. And that's what they've been doing all year. That's what they've been doing all year. Seattle's been able just to go and get the crucial stop or make the crucial play pretty much all year long. I mean, I think the last time they lost was to the Rams in that second game, in that first game, I believe. It's Seattle's 4th Super Bowl in team history they're going to. And look, New England, New England's a very good team. Seattle looks like a wagon, man. Good luck. Good luck beating this team in the Super Bowl. My early thoughts on that. I like Seattle. I do feel like New England can keep it close, very, very close, because I think the way they play defense, the different coverages, how good they are on the back end. Now, their front 4 has shown up this postseason. I think is key from an offensive perspective. That offensive line may be in some trouble. You even saw it today. May sacked 5 times. May can't turn the ball over like he did before today. He can't do it against Seattle because Seattle will make you pay. They'll make you pay. I love just my early thoughts. I love Seattle. I also love the fact of Sam Darnold say he was seeing ghosts. That was against New England. I know it's a different coach. I know it's different players, but you're playing that organization. This rebound started in San Francisco, so Darnold's going back there. I also love who's going to get their first Super Bowl as a coach. Will it be Mike Vrabel or will it be Mike Macdonald? That chess match is going to be interesting. Heck of a day for a defensive coach. Oh, well, defensive coaches can't go to the Super Bowl. And miss me with that. When you have the right OC and you have the right people in the building, you can achieve what you want to achieve. There has to be a commitment from the top, but you can achieve what you want to achieve. And Vrabel is also, being a former Patriot helps there for Vrabel, but you're seeing Vrabel. Also, Titans fans gotta be sick watching Vrabel in year one go to a Super Bowl. And then you gotta look at Mike Macdonald, also Ravens fans sick as well. You look at Mike Macdonald as well, and the commitment from the top and how he's been able to turn this defense around. And I thought they were solid last season, but I think they're good to great this season. They don't give up. They don't. You have to earn everything. Look, that you Stafford playing the best football of his career against, and then you got Nakua and Adams. That's just so tough, man. So tough. That just so that was tough to deal against. And look, Seattle did it in the biggest moments, and that's why they're going to the Super Bowl right here. Super Bowl 60 should be a doozy. We'll be doing some previews. Just talking about coaching and just coaching schemes and all that leading up to the big game. All right, everybody. This has been an episode of the Don't Argue with the Facts podcast. Please like, comment, share, and subscribe. And until the next time, see ya.